Enjoying the show? You can help others find it and enjoy it too by giving us a 5-star rating or review. If you feel like reaching out to us with a question or comment, you can send us an email at mywifetherd@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit our website at mywifethedietitian.com, as well as our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy the show. It's Rob and Sandra from My Wife the Dietitian, and this is Nutrition Nuggets.
Hi, Rob.
Hello, Sandra.
Today we're talking about high protein, low carb snacks. This is something a question that we get from listeners. The question is, what do I eat for a high protein snack?
Yeah, there's a few confusing options out there these days. It's just like endless, products that companies have created, and they're like keto friendly and gluten free and all the other versions of different diets and trends and whatever. So it's kind of getting confusing to eat.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of times we do need a snack just to keep our day fueled before the next meal, and it keeps your blood sugars kind of level and keeps your energy going. So yeah, and a lot of times people are eating things like that aren't really going to sustain them, like rice cakes or pretzels, or, you go to the vending machine and there's chips or, those kind of things. And those aren't great.
Yeah, they're convenient, or they're cheap, or they're,
or donuts or bakery items. Those are kind of mid-morning snack favorites for people. And it's not kind of the energy that'll keep you going till lunch, or if it's in the afternoon till dinner.
Yeah, or the nutrition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we group them into plant-based, dairy-based, and meat-based.
Okay.
Just because there's 20. And otherwise, that was your suggestion to do it that way. And
yeah, well, now we just have 3. So
3. That's right. All right.
3 groups.
Exactly. Well, what's a plant-based option that you like for a high-protein, low-carb snack?
Well, we've already discussed this, so I know the answer. It's trail mix.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So that's nuts and seeds, dried fruit often. You've got your almonds, raisins, peanuts, cashews sometimes, whatever's in the mix.
Yeah, and actually edamame beans, the roasted edamame could be in there. You can get the trail mix varieties with those now, which is down on the list of plant-based snacks, just the fresh edamame or the frozen, but also the roasted that are in the trail mix.
Yeah, and they're good for you. I mean, it seems like you're eating just handfuls of, like the same way you'd eat chips or popcorn or something, but it's actually stuff that's good for you.
Yeah, the nuts and seeds and dried fruit.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're getting lots of nutrition. You get some fiber and some protein from the nuts and seeds.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. The next one is black bean roll-ups.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So that's just an easy one to make at home if you have a can of black beans and you just open it up, and like if it's
like the refried beans kind of thing? Is that
or,
what you mean?
Yeah. Or you could already have them prepared. You remember we talked to Karrie Heneman all about that awesome black bean spread that she makes.
She was doing that with her kids and just had a big pot of black beans always available.
Yeah, that was Family Meals episode.
Oh gosh, I don't know, 60 something. We'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, the next one is lentil salad. So if you're going to work or kids are at school, maybe it's a leftover from the night before, but you could put put the lentil salad in a mason jar with a lid so it doesn't spill everywhere. But yeah, half a cup of lentils gives you almost 9 grams of protein.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So lentils are a really good source of protein. It's plant-based protein and keeps you feeling full.
I like the idea of using the mason jars for all sorts of things. That's a great idea. It gives you the opportunity to prepare something at home, usually the night before, so that you're not rushed in the morning, and you've got it kind of in a ready-to-eat state. And that's what a lot of the issue is for a lot of people when they want something. They don't have time to make it in the moment at 10:30. You got your 15-minute break or whatever, and you don't have time to make a meal. So having something ready to go that's healthy is a great idea.
Yeah, it does take a little bit of prep or planning. And that's the thing about prioritizing health and nutrition is thinking ahead and maybe like thinking the night before or the morning of, if you're going out for the day, if you're working, if you're at school, whatever the case may be. It's just prioritizing that. You know you're going to be hungry at 10 a.m. or 3 p.m. or whatever it is. And just to have that food available for you. And we got lots of more options that we're going to mention that, just an alternative to the old standby protein bar.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, I mean, like it having something healthy prepared ahead of time prevents you from ripping into those quick choices that you get in the vending machine.
Yeah, that might not give you that nutrition that your body needs.
Exactly.
So the Nobake energy balls are, I think we've mentioned those on previous episodes, and 4 ingredients with oats, peanut butter, honey, and chocolate chips.
So good.
Yeah. And you could just make them one time in the week or a couple times in the week, and then you just mix all those ingredients together and you make little balls out of the oats and you put them on a cookie tray, stick them in the freezer, and then you've got these energy balls that are good for everybody in the family.
It's kind of the same process as making cookies, except you don't have to bake them. You just roll them up onto the cookie sheet and let them get cold.
Yeah.
And then they're good to go.
I think our daughter taught me that a couple years ago, and it's so good.
They're tasty.
Yeah, a snack saver. All right, the next one is PB on celery, so peanut butter on celery.
Peanut butter on anything, really. Well, they work on a multitude of veggies, but peanut butter's great.
Yeah, and
great
fruit
snack.
Too, like apple, peanut butter on apple.
I like peanut butter on a spoon too.
Yeah, true. It's nice to have a bit of balance with your snack, so not just, just the peanut butter. I mean, that's fine once in a while, no big deal. I'm just thinking if you're, we're talking about things that have some balance in terms of possibly a vegetable or fruit, some protein, and maybe a whole grain. Yeah,
you're getting a little bit more variety as far as from a nutritional aspect.
Yeah, can exactly, and it will help you feel full longer. The next one is baked tofu, and that you can season however you like, and it's kind of made ahead of time. And in episode 85 with Vesanto Melina, who wrote Plant-Powered Protein, she talks all about baked tofu and how you can season it, and it can be just so delicious. It doesn't sound like it would be good at all, but it's actually pretty good.
Oh, it is good. Yeah. It's one of those things you got to try. You don't know until you try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So another plant-based option, kind of like the edamame I mentioned, is the roasted chickpeas or air-fried chickpeas. So,
they're good too.
Yeah.
A little bit of seasoning on them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good. And it's kind of just, takes the edge off the hunger. It's similar to almonds. I mean, that's another one on the list, is just a handful, like 16 almonds or however many you have.
I usually do 18. I just prefer that number.
Whatever. You're so funny. I just grab a handful. I never count them.
I don't actually either. It's just being funny.
I know. Usually if I'm in that cupboard, I'll just have some walnuts too at the same time.
I'll just have a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Since I'm in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the fun cupboard.
If you have to plan ahead and take it with you, it's a little bit different story.
Yeah.
The other one is pumpkin seeds. They're loaded with protein. A quarter cup of pumpkin seeds is 17 grams of protein. Super good and tasty and filling.
Yeah, those things are good to eat in the car too, because they're just something you can open your little container of them and just munch on them as you're driving, and they're not sloppy or there's no like knife and fork required. They're just easy to eat and they're good for you.
Oh, exactly. And we did a whole episode on nuts, seeds, the poor cousin of nuts, and how nutritious they are.
Yeah, they're loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of the undervalued things, I think, like the undervalued foods out there, or unrecognized, maybe under-recognized. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but yeah, they are a powerhouse and maybe they don't get the spotlight they deserve.
Next, we're going to talk about the dairy-based snacks.
All right, dairy-based.
Yeah. So one of your favorites, yogurt and granola.
Yeah.
Kind of like a yogurt parfait.
I don't eat it as much anymore now that I'm eating like that kind of thing for breakfast with all the oats and nuts and raisins and all that. I tend to do other snacks, but yeah, that used to be kind of my go-to, or for dessert. I sometimes will still do it for dessert, but yeah, it's an opportunity to add a whole bunch of stuff. And it's another one of those things you can do in the mason jar ahead of time.
Yeah, exactly. And the Greek yogurt just gives you way more protein than regular yogurt, and it's a little bit more solid.
Yeah. The one thing I've noticed about doing them the night before is you need to add a little bit more yogurt, I guess, liquid, because it absorbs so much overnight that it's quite dry the next morning, like pasty kind of. So maybe, unless you like it that way, I like it so it's a little bit wetter, I guess.
Right. And actually on the list too is, and we can talk about it right now, is the overnight oats with the Greek yogurt and oats, not just granola, but oats, and then maybe some peanut butter to add a little bit more protein, and then some berries. So it's like a peanut butter jam sandwich kind of flavor.
Sandwich in a jar.
Yeah.
Nice.
The overnight. It's so good. I'm going to start making those again because it's usually a fall thing that I do, and it's so delicious.
Yeah, they're good.
Mm-hmm. And again, with the mason jars, make it convenient and not messy.
Yeah, except you can't eat it when you're driving very easily.
That's right. Yeah. So that's the two, like Greek yogurt and granola, and then overnight oats that you make the night before. The next is veggies and Greek yogurt dip.
Oh, yeah. Like making a healthy dip. Because a lot of times dips are made with mayonnaise and things that aren't, like sour cream, things that aren't the healthiest.
You just made an awesome dip.
I did. And it's going for days. Holy moly.
Oh, and we eat a lot every day too.
Yeah, we do.
What's in it?
I put like 3 cucumbers, some red peppers, Greek yogurt, just a bit of mayo for some flavor, and garlic. It's kind of like a tzatziki.
Yeah.
But it's missing something.
The dill?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It's delicious though.
Yeah,
I love it. And the food processor, which like I've been saying lately, is my new favorite. I've been using it a lot, and it's so easy.
Oh, it's green. That's because there's avocado.
Oh, avocado. We had some avocado in there. I couldn't decide if I was going to make something like guacamole or if I was going to make tzatziki, because we had tons of cucumbers, but I ended up throwing the avocado in too, and it was good. Mm-hmm. It made it a bit creamier, and it also made it green.
Yeah, it's really fresh green. Like it's just such a fresh dip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's delicious.
It's so good. And, it's so good to be able to get veggies in during the day. So, using that high protein dip like that to pair with your veggies. So your carrot sticks or your celery, the snap peas or snow peas, baby tomatoes, any type of, or cucumber, there's all the different types of veggies you can dip into the yogurt dip. So
yeah.
That's good.
I could have put cottage cheese in that too, I guess. That would have made it a bit creamier and added some more protein.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, that's good. The next one is egg. So either hard-boiled eggs, just, made beforehand. So having a bunch of hard-boiled eggs in your fridge, it's always a little trick, a hack that we do. So we boil a bunch of eggs and then either peel them or leave the shell on. Or you could get hard-boiled eggs that are in pickled juice or pickled eggs, or you can actually make little egg bites in muffin tins with spinach and onions, peppers, maybe a bit of cheese, and you put them in
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and then put them in the oven. Then you can put them in the fridge and just have them.
Oh, I like that.
To take to school or take to work.
Once we're finished processing all of our fruit, I think I'm going to start doing that, because that sounds awesome, because we have lots of eggs. We got like 6 dozen eggs on the counter. I didn't notice that until I spilled water all over them this morning and I had to move them and clean up. And that's like, holy moly, there's a lot of eggs here.
I know. We're going to go see family this weekend, so perfect.
We're going to get eggs and fruit.
Exactly. That's right. And you mentioned the next one, cottage cheese. That's really good thing to have as a mid-morning snack or mid-afternoon, and you could always pair it with some fruit or some veggies or just have it on its own.
I always pair it with stuff. I'll pair it with veggies and then nuts and seeds, because I like the crunchy.
Yeah.
I'm a texture guy. I like my food to have a bit of everything.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last one on the dairy base list is cheese strips and apple.
Okay, yeah.
So, those little cheese strings or whatever, or just a cheese that you've cut up and then a slice of apple.
Yeah, that's your old classic, right?
Yeah, or cheese and celery, or cheese and crackers. I mean, there's so many different options for using cheese in your snack.
Exactly. Yeah, it works well with everything.
It does. All right, the last one, and the reason I said last is because I think a lot of people, when they think of protein, they think meat, you think animal based, and I think the majority of Americans already eat a lot of meat and a lot of animal proteins. So this is one that, we'll mention, but there's other ways to get protein that are not meat, the ones we just mentioned, the plant-based, the dairy-based. So the meat-based ones, like a turkey roll-up, maybe with the whole wheat wrap and then some cucumber, some tomato.
Yeah, just like a little mini sandwich with meat in it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, similar to the black bean wrap that I mentioned earlier with the plant-based ones.
Yeah, right.
But turkey's a good one too. It keeps you full longer. And tinned fish, opening up a can of sardines, a can of salmon or tuna is an easy way to get some, like a high protein snack that's low in carbs.
Yeah, that's a good one. I do that a lot too because I see them and I'm like, oh, right, I got to eat my fish so many times a week. And yeah, I'll do that every couple of days.
Yeah. And you could always mix that too, like have some veggies with it, or you can put it on crackers or on whole wheat toast or on a wrap.
Yeah, exactly.
So a lot of these things are things that you could have for a meal also, like you could have it for your lunch and then just eat it early, or have it just as a snack. All right, we've got two left here. The second last one is a jerky, like a salmon jerky or turkey or beef jerky.
Turkey jerky?
Turkey jerky. And just watch the label, watch the amount of salt, fat, all the additives and flavorings. There's lots of companies out there that have more nutritious jerkies.
Okay. And does like the candied salmon, the smoked salmon, candied, whatever
so
we call
good.
that stuff's unreal. If you have access to that. We live in a fishing town and there's a place you can get that, whatever bag of that for
a cannery.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, so good. The candied salmon or the smoked salmon. Oh, it's delicious. Yeah. And the last one we alluded to already, and it's its own category because I think a lot of people, it's a default thing is the protein bar or granola bar. And we're going to do a whole episode on protein bars. We're going to buy a whole bunch and taste test them and see what we think are the tastiest, and in terms of, we'll do the nutrition breakdown of different protein bars.
That'll be fun.
But yeah, you can get them vegan or gluten-free or dairy-free, all different types of protein bars. And for some people, I've, working with people in the past who have relationship issues with eating and diet culture. That is one that could be a trigger because protein bars, it could be something that, as people try to healthify their food, that's one thing you can buy in the store that seems like it's healthier than like a cookie or healthier than a granola bar because it's loaded with protein. So it's one of those things. Some people use them. I'd say if you're going to be out and you don't have a plan, maybe it's a good idea to have a little bit of a stash of either granola bars or protein bars that say you're in the airport and you're not going to be able to eat for a while, or maybe you're on a road trip and, that kind of situation. But I wouldn't rely on them to have every single day as your snack. We've talked about 19 other options, and maybe go with one of those options or more of those options for variety and just for a different nutritional experience and taste too.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. Right on. Well, that's a good list. That should give people a few more ideas when it comes to protein. I know if I had to make that list, I don't know if I'd come up with that many off the top of my head. It's something you kind of have to think about when it comes to protein. So to have it spelled out, that's certainly helpful.
Yeah. And just a quick note on the macros. People call it the macros, the macronutrients. So proteins help build muscle. They have amino acids, which are the building block of protein. So those are important for helping you stay full longer and helps with blood sugar control. The fats are macronutrients, and they They tend to protect organs and their reserved energy. And the carbohydrates are a quick fuel. And if we can have more higher fiber carbohydrates, that will help with helping that blood sugar rise and helping us stay full longer. We've talked to Kelly Springer on a previous episode all about carbohydrates and whole grains to include those more often. So pairing your protein snack with a high fiber carb would also make sense.
Yep, that sounds good. Good advice. Awesome. Well, if you want any more information, you can check out our website. It's at mywifethedietitian.com. We welcome your questions and comments as well. You can email us at mywifetherd@gmail.com. And we're also on social media. You can check out our Facebook page, our Instagram page, and our YouTube page. We've got some things popping up there from time to time as well. And don't forget to rate and review the show. We always appreciate when you can do that. It really helps keep the show moving forward, put us in the spotlight a little bit so other people can find us.
And a review just takes about 30 seconds to do, or less than that.
Exactly. Well, thanks everyone for joining us today. We'll be back next week with a full episode on Monday. So have a great week, everyone.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks for joining us today on My Wife the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review, and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes. We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.